Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Thank you. Now enjoy the show.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Thanks for tuning in. This is RAERAE all day, here on this fabulous streaming service called YouTube and Google. Yes. What's up, y'all? Woo! Season 6 reunion finale, Love and Marriage Huntsville. To the left, to the left. Child. I guess. Woo, folks was getting dismissed, and all kind. I mean, Keke showed her entire ass towards the end. Oh my! I'll show you. I got some steals. If you ain't seen it, child, wait till you hear this. Child, it was. Now I'm gonna need folks' mamas to and grandmamas and probably great grandmamas to get in line and show they cheering how to act on TV. Now, my mama, rest in peace, she would never, and I put that on and my hood. Shout out to Victoria Monet. Child, my mama would never. Oh my goodness. I can't, well, everybody, I guess that's just how she was raised, I guess, no shade, but folks know how their mama is. Folks know how they is. And like I said in the previous review of part 2 of this reunion, she's a fan, right? And when you put fans with the folks, it's going to be some rumble and jumble. I see it a lot on Watch What Happens Live sometimes when Andy have fans on, of the show. They give their opinions. It's vastly different from the normal wear and tear he got on that show. If you can tell, just this week. When they were talking about Salt Lake City. I'm gonna be reviewing that. That's gonna be up next, y'all. But child, well, set it off. We ended with Mel and somebody mama, Stormi mama, going back and forth. Oh, child. Miss Betty said, I can't believe. No. It kind of jumped off when Mel said, I don't want to argue with you, and really, Stormi should not have let her mama on that show. Again, I say let, because everybody got a place, can be put in their place. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you say. She should not have let her mama go off on Mel like that, especially when she's been watching since season 1. She's had a thing for Mel since season 1, and we on season 6, baby. Nah, boo. I think that was a horrible idea. Now, what was more horrible was Miss Betty was really on there to talk about her and her sister Lisa's relationship. But, Auntie Lisa was like, I'm not coming on that show. I'm sick and tired of my sister, and that's that on that. Well, that's not what Carlos said she said. But we all know Aunt Lisa sick of her sister. She didn't want to hug. Oh, I almost called her. Aunt Lisa ain't even want to touch her sister. Now, that's something when you don't want to touch somebody. Been there. There is a disgust and a disdain and a lack of respect for that person when you don't want them touching you. Child, dang. But I don't blame her because she put her son's business on Front Street and she was mad about it because, everybody know you ain't supposed to talk about certain things for the whole World Wide Web, television, internet to know. And Aunt Lisa said her sister crossed that line on top of other stuff. So it seemed like Stormi Mama just wanted to run havoc. And, whoo, child, I need a sip. Hold on. Shout out to Martin. But yeah, they was going at it, baby, going at it. What's her name? Mel and Stormi Mama. Mel was talking about, you got enough to worry about with your sister and your family drama, so I just want you to stay out of mine. And then Miss Betty was like, well, you've been arguing with your man for who you've been divorced for 3 years. So you can't tell me about me and mine. Oh, child. And then we came back to all of, you see Mel face? Look distraught. She don't even look like herself. Child. And as you can see, Mel said, it's whatever you want it to be. Oh, them sound like fighting words to me. It was so much going back and forth. I couldn't tell who was saying what at this point. So he just moved on. To Stormi looking like, mama, girl, you supposed to ring in your mama. I don't care what nobody say. She could have rung in her mama. Shoot. Dang that. If the Aunt Lisa wasn't gonna be there, wasn't no need for her mama to be on that stage. If that was the whole point. Just for her to go back and forth with Mel was utterly ridiculous. And trying to fight her daughter's battles. Yo, like I said, your daughter good and grown, sucking and fucking. What is really going on? So Stormi and what was her cousin name? Shoot, Junior? I don't know, child. That's Aunt Lisa boy, who his aunt put on blast with his criminal history and whatnot. Yeah, so they going back and forth, and Stormi is just, really touched because she really loved her first cousin. And, even though Courtney, she had to fire him, and then Courtney brought him back, and then Stormi was okay with that. Then he left again on his own, and now he's a manager of some store somewhere, child. So apparently he doing good. He wanted to leave because, he didn't want that nepotism to be destroyed just in case he got to come back, child, I guess. But I mean, she was like, I want you to be a manager, at my place. I get it, but Stormi, he ain't ready. Girl, let that boy go. G.O. Girl, it's what's best. I believe it's what's best. So we're going to get off of them and go on to the new couple on the show, Mr. and Mrs. Fletcher. Now looks so cute. I got a lot of pictures of her because she's just so pretty. She's like the belle of the ball. The prettiest one up there, child. And the old one, she the oldest one. I think Miss Betty may have been the oldest one. I mean, everybody up there is pretty. All the women is pretty. Don't get me wrong. Every last woman on that stage was gorgeous and pretty. That's the one thing about them. And I don't see nobody moogly-oogly on this show. For real. Just saying. Can't say that for every show. But yeah, Miss Nell and Chris, that is the face when you're asked, so Chris cheated on you, huh? She's like, oh, Lord. She probably prayed real quick before she answered. And it is what it is. It was what it was. She got in his behind. She wouldn't let up, like she said. And he finally told her, what was up. There's only one chick, so he said. And he just explained it, a little bit. But she was talking more than Chris, like she normally does. No shade. I guess she's the mouthpiece of the show. And it was just the point of her just getting to the bottom of things. And then she went on to say about them taking their time to be full time on the show. Well, if y'all saw the interview they did with Carlos King a few months back, you would also know that she was just had a lot going on, death in the family, on top of just trying to get it together, be strong enough to be on this crazy, crazy show. So they finally did, and we saw some of her issues with her kids and whatnot. But then she said the kids are doing better. They're doing greater. Her and her son are speaking. She ain't really pushing the issue of him paying her back, even though I don't think she should let up. But I think the father should be more on him, even though he is suffering, possibly suffering from some type of depression and whatnot. Again, like I said, when you fit the description and you keep getting messed with by Popo, well, it's time for you to make a change about your appearance, boo. I said a few episodes back when they first filmed their family, when they were, I'm like, you fit the description. Now, ain't nobody really gonna. Well, I shouldn't say nobody because we get pulled over in the ball gown, child. But hey, if they see somebody who don't fit the description, who don't look like they got something shady going on, 9 times out of 10, they not gonna mess with them. But when you look like you on your way to a deal, or you got something on you, or your car smelling like ooh wee, and maybe it's not smelling like ooh wee, but the whole point is don't give them a reason. You know what I'm saying? It's more to life than looking like that, and it's not even a child. What kind of work do you do? You're not an entrepreneur in it. You have to go to work somewhere. You want to. I just don't understand why folks want to look like that. Tats all over the place. Hair ain't done properly. At least, I mean, come on now, young kids today, hell, old kids today. Y'all gotta stop looking like that, and that comes from a mother. And just look better. Stop looking like you fit the description. You know what I'm saying? That's all. Wear your pants up out, around your waist. Stop, child, let me get out that soapbox. Anyway, so look at that pretty Nell Wood. Look at her in her 50s. Child. Gone loving hip hop and all hell break loose. But yeah, she's just going on and on about how things are looking up for her and her son Chris Jr. And they didn't mention a dog, so I don't know. Maybe the dog's still with them. I don't know, child. But even they loudmouth daughter and all that cussing back up. I don't know how they do it. How they allow everybody to cuss each other out. I bet you they fighting too, child. Because you can't call nobody a B for two. Now, again, like I said, I don't know how many times I gotta say it. I'm not with the B word. I don't do the B word. Never have. That's not how I was raised. I can say that honestly. So if I hear a B word coming at me, it's gonna be some furniture moving. I was just saying, because at that point, you call me a B, it's something has already been said, but betwixt us to where furniture have to be moved. Because child, don't move my mountain. That's all I gotta say. Don't move my mountain. So next we talk about the Houston trip, child. Was that all about that mess? Oh yeah, Mel and Tisha, Nell and Tisha, and the drama between them. It really wasn't much, it's just that Tisha didn't really acknowledge them at the expo, and they were, a little butthurt because they've been a pillar in the community. But it's always something with a woman. If it's more than one woman in a place, it's gonna be a problem. That's all that is. But they good, but some tension did reign in Houston, and we'll get to that in a minute, between Mel and Tisha, but it really wasn't much. Issues in Houston. a little funny blurb how Tisha thought she was pregnant because she was having pregnancy symptoms, even though her husband got a vasectomy. You know, it's quite I shouldn't say it's quite. It is expected to believe that possibly one or two or however many little swimmers could have peeped through the seams. However, comma, if it's been so long since the vasectomy happened and ain't no pregnancy has happened, up until this point, I can understand both sides. Semicolon, however, comma. For Marsau to be so close-minded to think that something of his could not have, bottom, look, I'm twisting, turning my own words. It's just real ignorant of him to think that perhaps maybe it could happen, because science says it possibly can. Vasectomy is not 100%. Hello. Therefore, Tisha's thoughts rang true to some extent, but it was just whatever it was. She gonna get checked out and whatnot, not what, probably stress and carrying on, and maybe she ate something. You know how things is when you eat out and everybody don't wash their hands. Sam and Ella is around, but anyway, I just thought that was stupid to be a storyline, and probably just something that would have just been laughed at real quick. But child, that whole spiel about that was just stupid. But what was really stupid that I didn't like was the whole issue of Keke coming to Houston. Now, I would have liked that, it would have been, told to Tisha prior to, like Tisha said, you see her face. She didn't like that. She made it clear that she didn't want to be around her, whoop-de-woo, and Nell should have told her, but I think Nell may have been told not to tell her because, you know how it is behind the scenes. Element of surprise is the key for reality shows. But what I thought Keke was lying about was when now mind you, before I get there, during this time, a whole kind of mess broke out. Issues between Mel and what's his name? Martell, when he, just so upset that everybody wants to keep harping on him cheating when he wants people to know that Mel did the same thing when she didn't. Child, please. We're so sick of him. And the issue of Keke being there, and like I said, Tisha not being warned. And what was surprising was after all that commotion died down, right? After all that commotion died down, Keke was asked at the it was a nighttime situation with the therapist talking to everybody about their feelings and why everybody was so upset earlier, like I mentioned. And Keke said she didn't think about Tisha or Marsau coming there, when clearly, during that earlier in that time, Nell made it perfectly clear that she talked to Keke about Marsau and Tisha. So that was a lie right there, Keke. And we're going to need you to be truthful considering your past and or present. And speaking of Nell, speaking on Keke, you see that fool down there in the bottom looking at her like, why, with all kind of crap and disgust. That's when she was questioning her husband, like, he was like, Martell brought a guest here last night, a woman. And that's why Nell is looking like that. She was like, well, who we bringing here? Child, come to find out he had brought anyway, it was some chick he was screwing or what, not what, trying to make it seem like he was getting a massage. And that's when the whole thing started about how, you know, uh I can do what I want. I ain't married no more. I ain't cheating no more. And she cheated too. And that's to get Mel going. All you gotta do is tell her. All Martell gotta do is say that she was cheating too, child. She will go HAM on that fool. Okay. Then in the show during one of the issues with Mel and Martell was Melody said, I can't believe I've been in a relationship with this man for so long and he never made me orgasm. Child. Again, like I said, once you allow cheating in your marriage, you always got to look over your shoulder, worried and carrying on to the point where you can't have an orgasm. I'll be dipped and damned. That's why I don't do cheating. No, you cheat on me, that's it. I don't care what we've been through. I don't care how long we've been together. Once we are committed, and I make it known from jump, once we are dating, you're interested in me, there is nobody else that you are entertaining in any form, shape, fashion. That's just how it is with me. So we established that from jump, and it is blatantly understood. So there's no reason for me to even think. If we've been dating and then we decide to get married, 2-3 years later, ain't no reason for me to think you cheating until I find out you cheating. So ain't no, oh, I forgot that's what the that's what the rule was. What? In word, please. But anyway, ain't no way I can be with somebody that long and never have an orgasm. We would have been to go see Dr. Ruth. Child, please. Hell no. So towards the end of the show, right? Towards the end of the show, everybody talking and carrying on and carrying, and everybody there but Lou and what's her name, Tiffany, and you know they going in and out the set, on and off the set and whatnot. And one of the issues that Keke was talking about was that she came to Houston to make amends for, you know, throwing the water on Tisha, causing a scene at Kimmy's party and whatnot, but like Kimmy said, a whole month had passed by, and now you here in Houston apologizing. It's too late, mamas. And both Kimmy and Maurice were on point with that. It's like, it's been a long time. You could have been said this, and you know, and now she's being accused of using Tisha and Marsau's cheating issues as a way to get on the show just because Tisha's on the show. And even with all of that, Tisha is like, I haven't done anything to her. And I believe it. Oh, look at her makeup, so pretty. I mean, it's kind of messed up, but it's true. Tisha has done nothing. Nada to Keke. But they just going back and forth, child. I'm going to run it to you. So this towards the end, you know, she's like, I no longer wish to be around her, period, point blank. That's it. That's all. She even tried to, you know, use our kids, you know, trying to block my daughter's number from her daughter's phone because we're first cousins. Our daughters were best friends. Now it was difficult because I don't want nothing to do with her. And it's just difficult. It's just difficult. So in between all of the taping and whatnot, Keke was just talking all kind of crap to Marsau because he, you know, the story about him having to pick her up multiple times off the street and doing stuff with drug dealers, and she was just cussing him out, and her whole vernacular changed. You saw a whole different Keke. I think we saw the real Keke at this point. Everybody let their guard down. I mean, Tisha was cutting up, cussing. I mean, look, she was calling Marsau the B word every chance she got. And Tisha was too. You got one time, bitch, one time to cross this line. You got one time. I bet you won't cross this line. Look at Marsau. It's like, He was like, if you want me, come get me. If you want me, come get me. And, you know, it was just, look, she just, you know, calling him B-word and everything. It was real telling about who these people really are once they think they're not being recorded. Child, it's a trip. But that was it, y'all. That was it. It was some resolved, some not. Um, I can't wait for next season. I'm gonna be reviewing, and I really like Love and Marriage Huntsville. I think Love and Marriage DC is coming up soon, and I believe Detroit's coming up after that. So all the Love and Marriages, I will continue to review, and I hope that you like my reviews. And please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I think that's it, y'all. I think that's it. Thanks again, Love and Marriage. Thanks to Carlos King on TV. We'll catch you next time. Here's the outro.